Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Carlsbad's very first Facebook Live service. My name is Robin Plant, the senior minister, and here we are together in a new way to connect. So thank you for joining, bringing your love, your support, your heart, your energy, your prayers, and being open to connecting in a new way in community. We find ourselves in a new time together, a time of change, a time of holding our spiritual truths, tapping into wisdom and love, and being in the world from our essence and guided by Spirit. So I'm so glad that you're here. And, to know that this is the first time for me doing this on a service live. So Brene Brown spoke to me yesterday in her quote when she said, we're in unprecedented times, and it's okay to be awkward and brave. Be awkward, brave, kind, love one another, and spread calm. So that's what we're about here today and in our community. So give a thumbs up if you agree with that. That it's okay to be awkward, but we stay brave, we be kind, we love one another, and we spread calm. So today will be a little bit different. We will have a couple of announcements in a minute, daily word reading, a lesson on prosperity, and a guided visualization at the end that I think you'll like. So first of all, let us begin with prayer. If you're in a place where you can close your eyes, I invite you to do so now. Take a nice deep breath. We just let go of any worries or concerns. Just close the door on the outer world as we breathe into this now moment where God is already as a living, loving presence within us, all around us, connecting us heart to heart through the airwaves, and in our world. And so we breathe knowing that in truth there is only divine life, and we are one with that divine life. And you may wish to put your hand on your heart to feel your own heartbeat and this divine life that you are. And in this awareness of the one life that God is and we are, imagine your loved ones on either side of you, your spiritual community, and send them love, send them a smile, a love, a blessing from your heart to theirs. We know that this infinite love knows no bounds. And is right here, right now, in the place that I am. And in this consciousness of love and divine life, if there's anyone on your mind or heart this morning that you would like to include in healing prayer, you may speak their name either silently or aloud. For all the names spoken and unspoken, we lift all of this up to the light of God, the presence and power of God to heal, transform, prosper, guide, comfort, and connect our human family in the greatest health, the greatest love, and the greatest respect and value for each other and all life on this planet. And so we say, thank you, God, for this opportunity to be the light of God expressing right here, right now. Amen. Good morning, those of you checking in. Hi, Teresa, Jack, others that are coming on to the program. So a couple of announcements. First of all, classes are on hold this week. And the board and I are meeting this afternoon to discuss our plan going forward. And so we will share our updates with you this week. Also, we're working on a platform for next week where we can see each other and interact. Because right now you can see me, but I can't see you yet. So next week, we're looking at that way to stay connected. So stay tuned for that. So we know we're all in a time we have never been in before. This is like a spiritual pop quiz with what's going on in the world, worldwide, health-wise, and spiritually too, and emotionally. So we thank you for your love, your support, your patience, bringing your energy to this community, this beautiful community, Unity Center of Carlsbad, that is a loving, inclusive community, heart-to-heart, heart-centered community. And know that the board and I hold you all in prayer, and we're here to support you in the highest love and prayer. So let us begin with our unity statement of truth. And if you know this, please join me, or you can close your eyes and just let it sink in. And we know that unity churches everywhere are affirming this truth. So we connect with our greater unity community right now. There is only one presence and one power, active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. And I am one with that presence and power. I'll read that again. There is only one presence and one power, active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. And I am one with that presence and power. And once more, as we really let that sink in, there is only one presence and one power, active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence, and I am one with that presence and power. I am one with that presence and power. And in this consciousness of oneness, let us Receive today's daily word message from Unity. Today's word is pray for others. As I pray for others, I affirm unfolding good in their lives and in mine. Honored by the trust of those who request my prayers, I listen with compassion and then release all thoughts of illness, lack, limitation, or inharmony. Knowing that my responsibility is not to set the situation right, but to see it rightly. I look beyond challenging conditions and attune to the essential truth that the one for whom I pray is created in God's image and is seeking to express God's likeness, just as all people are. Just as I am. I know that the divine presence, the Christ, is present both in me and in the one for whom I pray. It restores wholeness in mind, body, and emotions, guiding all my decisions, inspiring prospering ideas, and bringing harmony and peace to all relationships. Today's word is pray for others. As I pray for others, I affirm unfolding good in their lives and mine. And in this awareness of unfolding good, we continue our prayer for the world as we know that God is a love that has no end and a power that knows no bounds. God's healing power of divine life is restoring, healing, and revitalizing our world this very moment. We let go of any fears or anxieties, and we affirm that all are safe, healthy, and protected. We bless all those who support us in maintaining vibrant, radiant health. We express divine life in all we think, say, and do. We bless our global family with radiant health, peace of mind, and abundant love. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. So today, we get to remember the spiritual house we live in. And this is a wonderful photo, a birdhouse that a Unity congregant made and gave me a snapshot of a few years ago. You'll see Unity's 12 powers there. And I just love this. This is right by my computer to remind me. And so I encourage you to have little reminders of what kind of mental house do you live in? Because that's what we're talking about today. Your fortune begins with you. So this is from Eric Butterworth's book, Spiritual Economics. So what we're doing today is synchronizing our hearts, our minds, our spirits with the ever-present flow of infinite love, true abundance, and the playground of possibility, divine possibilities. So we know that prosperity covers all areas of our lives: money, material things, our health and well-being, satisfying relationships, creative expression, and freedom and flow in our lives. Have you felt challenged in any of those areas recently? Yeah, if so, you're in the right place. We're in the right place together here to remember that prosperity is not about a place to get to, but a place to live from. So you may remember the Taoist story of the farmer who had a son who had this stallion, this beautiful stallion that made them money. It was their source of income. And one day, the horse runs away. And the neighbors come over and say, "Oh, your horse ran away. What terrible luck." And the farmer said, "Maybe so, maybe not. We'll see." A few days later, the horse returned, bringing several mares with him. And the neighbors came over and said, "Oh, your horse has returned and brought several horses, more horses back. You are so fortunate." And the farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not. We'll see." And later that week, the farmer's son was breaking in one of the new horses, and he was thrown and broke his leg. And the neighbors said, "Oh, what terrible luck. Your son, his leg is broken." And the farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not. We'll see." A few weeks later, soldiers from the army marched through town, recruiting and taking with them all of the able-bodied boys for active duty. But because the son was still recuperating, his leg was still healing, he was not taken. And the neighbors came over and said, "Your boy is spared. What tremendous luck." And the farmer said, "We'll see." So I love this story because it's a reminder of a larger view we can have of life, to times when we find ourselves on that emotional roller coaster, are feeling lucky or unlucky or swirled around in outer chaos of the world, that we can come to a place of center and choose to see with spiritual vision a higher source, a higher truth. So is it luck or something else? Prosperity, not a place to get to, but a place to live from. I'll be sharing some quotes from Eric Butterworth today, and I like this one. "Your fortune and personal success and prosperity are not in the hands of the fickle finger of fate. Don't call it luck, call it consciousness." So right now we have that opportunity, don't we? With what's showing up in the world, what's showing up in our lives, with changes we have to make because of what's happening in the world. We get to decide how we will handle it. And even more than that, we get to decide who do we want to be? That's a question we can each ask ourselves. Who do I want to be right now? Do I want to be a place of calm and blessing and knowing that this too shall pass? Also, while turning into divine wisdom to take actions, guided action, for the highest health and well-being? Or am I going to jump into the swirl of chaos? Who do I want to be right now? So we get to choose how we want to be, who we want to be with our family, our spiritual community, and with our whole human family as well. So with our human family, we hold everyone in prayer and can see this as a wake-up call to see how we are all connected in spirit, how we all are interdependent on each other, and that my prosperity is your prosperity is my prosperity in all ways. So it can be a call to, as we pause from our automatic pilot and usual routine, to pause and say, really get in touch with, what are my priorities? What do I value? What do I love? And how can I deepen in that to be the healing presence, the presence of love in the world? I like this from Jesus, Matthew chapter 6, verse 19 through 21. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust consume, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust consumes, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. So this is a reminder that there is a place within you where the outer world does not touch. This eternality, this eternal place of heaven within, right here, right now, that's where our hearts truly reside. So we can work with our minds also. And two of our spiritual powers are asking for our attention and to get in the game right now, and that is wisdom and love. Wisdom and love. So, wisdom. I want to share Charles Fillmore on wisdom. Wisdom is intuitive knowing, spiritual intuition, the voice of God within as the source of our understanding, mental action based on the Christ truth within. Wisdom includes judgment, discrimination, discernment, intuition, and all of the departments of mind that come under the head of knowing. He says also that this knowing capacity transcends intellectual wisdom. Let me read that again. This knowing capacity transcends intellectual knowledge. So there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is good, and wisdom is what we do with that knowledge and how we show up, who we want to be. And he says also, spiritual discernment always places wisdom above other faculties of the mind and reveals that knowledge and intelligence are auxiliary to understanding. So you have that wisdom, that spiritual wisdom within you, waiting to come forth more. It's already pouring forth now. And we know that wisdom and love work together. Fillmore defined that in the 12 powers in unity, that there's areas of the body associated with these powers, and wisdom is the gut. The gut, you get that gut feeling. And then love is the heart. So combining that, what our spiritual wisdom tells us, with the heart, we can go forward in the way we want to show up as a loving and healing presence. I had a congregant one time who, when we were going through a time in our world, she came up to me and said, stomped her foot and said, "I want a blessing that's not in disguise." And don't we all? And that's where our ability to have spiritual vision comes in, right? So getting into Eric Butterworth's book, Spiritual Economics. Your fortune, bad or good, begins with you, he says. So what does that mean? Inside our spiritual house right here, our mind, our heart, our spirit, that's where it begins. And we know that by our thinking, we either add to our good or take away from our good. As Butterworth puts it, do you minus yourself or plus yourself? Listen to this. He says, negative thoughts of worry deplete your good faster than inflation erodes the dollar. And we know the body-mind connection, right? When we're worried and stressed out, it taxes our system. And he says, positive, optimistic thoughts add to your good more than compound interest in your savings account. You can feel that, right? You can feel how your body, your cells just say, yes, yes, when you're in the moment, when you're in joy, when you're laughter, when you're connecting. Remember this. You are a spiritual being with the allness of infinite mind within you. Let me read that again. You are a spiritual being with the allness of infinite mind within you. I am a spiritual being with the allness of infinite mind within me. Join me with that, or repeat after me. I am a spiritual being with the allness of infinite mind within me. So we become synchronized with the ever-present flow of divine life, healing love, and prospering substance. So Butterworth has some suggestions for us that are applicable in these times. He says, if the love of money is the root of all evil, then the right attitude is the root of all kinds of prosperity. The right attitude is the root of all kinds of prosperity, of all kinds of financial prosperity, of all kinds of relationship prosperity, of health and well-being, energy and life, freedom and flow, the right attitude. So that's what we're tuning into here. And any kind of change gets us out of our comfort zone, right? And we're called to be creative. We also have that power of imagination. And as co-creators, We can play in that realm of possibility. To do that, here's some things he says we need to release. He says, eliminate thoughts of I can't, I'm afraid, not enough from our consciousness. And keep thoughts centered in ideas of abundance, sufficiency, and well-being. So when things come up and you're going down the grocery aisle to get something, toilet paper, paper towels, and the aisle is empty, what do we do with the practical, something like that? That's where your journal comes in, you know? Acknowledge your feelings and then choose how you want to be with it. You want to be creative and resourceful, or do you go to blame? Blame is minusing yourself. Creative and resourceful, plussing yourself. This is a great time to have greater compassion too, right? For those who are underreacting or overreacting to what's happening in our world. And I have this wonderful little reminder about self-compassion right here, the little Dennis doll. You remember the show, Dennis the Menace? And Dennis was always trying to be so helpful, but Mr. Wilson really didn't see it like that. And do you have, some Dennises in your life? And Dennis, one of our Dennises is watching. Don't take it personal, Dennis. With people who are trying to be helpful, we have more self-compassion with that, right? This is our spiritual pop quiz to put it all in action. And I am 100% confident that you are capable of doing that you are doing that right now. The fact that you are here tells me you are doing it right now. So back to Butterworth, he says, talk about things you want to see live and grow. This is not about putting our heads in the sand and ignoring what's happening, but it's choosing how we handle that information and where we put our energy, our thought energy, our speech energy, our attention. Talk about things you want to see live and grow. So what do you want to see live and grow? More kindness, more cooperation, laughter, connection. Talk about those things this afternoon with your friends, your loved ones. What do you want to see live and grow? Care, compassion, respect, calmness, sharing, creativity, intelligence, and wisdom and love at work. So know that we are surrounded by our good. God doesn't come and go. God is always present as a healing presence when we pray for healing, a prospering presence when we pray for increased substance, increased supply. We always have instant access to our good when we just have to make the connection. To tune into the channel, tune into source, so the many channels open up. So our lives are filled with God's presence and God's substance, just waiting for us to notice it and enjoy it. So it's more than being a spectator. It's getting in and enjoying it and being part of the flow of good, part of the flow of God. So we hear this word substance, especially a lot in Butterworth's Spiritual Economics. What is substance? It's the energy of God, the energy of creation. It's the formless possibility behind every creation. It can never run out, never deplete. It's always there waiting for us to shape it with our thoughts. As Butterworth says, God's substance is the one thing that has remained constant through the ages. We can store up material items, but we can't store up substance. He says all of your material items could disappear, but you would never lack substance. So we never lack the ability to create something new, to create something wonderful. That possibility is always there and is there right now. I bet you're already creating something new and wonderful right now. He says, despite any appearance of lack, there is the infinite and eternal energy from which all things proceed. So we tune into that infinite and eternal energy to move forward in the beauty, the grace, the centeredness, the peace that we want to be in the world. So we're going to do a visualization in a moment. And that's something you can do at home, right? In these times of uncertainty, when there are many different what ifs going around, when we don't know, why not imagine the best possibility and the greatest outcome? Why not use our imaginations that way? Combine it with our faith to use it that way. So before leaving the house, visualize your day going smoothly. Visualize how you want to feel getting in your car at the end of the day with your work, driving home. As Butterworth says, we can hold creative, successful images in our minds. And when we do so, your whole life will begin to vibrate with the dynamic power of prosperity. So this is mental discipline, isn't it? To know we have a choice to go there, and when we catch ourselves going somewhere else, to gently come back. And having self-compassion as well. So it's just as easy to see ourselves healthy and well and prosperous as to see ourselves the opposite of that. To see ourselves healthy, well, and prosperous is a lot more fun. Our body likes that too. So right now, I invite you just to get comfortable if you can and close your eyes as we close with a guided meditation and visualization. So I invite you now to close your eyes and turn within. Become aware of your breathing. And if you're sitting, to feel your seat in the seat and the support it has for you. And to feel your feet on the floor. And know that you are always supported by the infinite love of Spirit and supported right now in this time. So with each breath, allow your mind and body to relax even more. As we breathe into this time of communion, this time of sanctuary, knowing there's nowhere you need to go and nowhere you need to be right now, except to breathe. It is enough to breathe. And now I invite you to join me in seeing or imagining a beautiful healing light of divine life gently flowing through the top of your head. This is a beautiful light, the light of life that flows throughout your head and relaxes any tension in the scalp, any constrictions in the forehead are relaxed. It relaxes the muscles behind the eyes and the root of the tongue. And as it flows throughout the top of your body, just relaxing any constrictions in the neck and releasing any burdens from your shoulders. You feel your shoulders drop. As you continue to breathe, we allow this light to fill us to overflowing with vibrant life, with comfort, with ease, balancing, energizing, comforting, fortifying each system, organ, tissue, cell in our bodies. This light is intelligent and knows what to do and where to go. To fortify and strengthen perfect function and ease of effortless cooperation in the body. We see this light permeating each and every cell and the space in between as it continues to flow down through your torso, arms, hands, and out through the tips of your fingers. As it continues to flow down through your legs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, out through your toes and down through the soles of your feet. From head to toe, you see the body filled with light, humming with light. humming with life. And just breathe into this healing embrace right now. And this infinite love, this healing light, this ever-present divine life. Let it comfort you. Let it cradle you. Lean into it. Let it hold you. And love you. You may see it as a cocoon of light, extending out of your body a little bit beyond the skin as a cocoon of light that is protective, safe, warm, soft. And a place to rest at any time. And so let us rest there now for a few moments as we continue to breathe in this light that fills us to overflowing, this healing light, this divine life, ever present, the truth right here, right now. So know that you can return to this place at any time. And as we bring our awareness back to the room, the chair, the screen, know that this is a portable grace, this cocoon of light that we carry forward with us, that is permeable by love, that only love goes out and only love comes in. Love goes out and love comes in. Anything less than love just slides right off. So I offer that as a visualization as we go forth this beautiful day, knowing that God's life is my life, and I vibrate with harmony and wholeness. God's life is my life, and I vibrate with harmony and wholeness. Say this with me. God's life is my life, and I vibrate with harmony and wholeness. Once more. God's life is my life, and I vibrate with harmony and wholeness. Many blessings, friends. I love you. I bless you. I hold you in the light. And until we meet again very soon, namaste. Blessings.